If you're a detailer, either shop or mobile, and you're not using Facebook and Instagram ads to their fullest potential, or your ad campaigns aren't performing well, this video is for you. Maybe you're running ads right now and they're just not performing. This video is gonna show you exactly why and how to fix and optimize them. Or maybe you're afraid to run ads because you don't know how to do it and you're afraid to spend money that's gonna go down the drain. This video is gonna provide you an actionable path to running your first successful meta ads campaign. I'm gonna show you the exact strategies that I'm using inside of my detailing business to generate multi-five figures per month using Instagram and Facebook ads. And chances are the reason why your ads aren't performing isn't because your marketing agency sucks. It isn't because you don't have them set up properly. It's because your video creatives aren't performing well. I'm gonna show you exactly how we set up our video creatives, what our sales process looks like on the back end to have customers just like this one who paid us $1,200 for a full ceramic coating on his Corvette, so you can get those leads consistently through Facebook and Instagram. So by the end of this video, you're gonna have a full understanding of exactly how to create a quality offer and build a good creative, and then have a good sales funnel in place for your Instagram and Facebook ads. And this video is designed to apply to people that are already running Facebook and Instagram ads, but they're not performing well. And it's also designed for the people that haven't run them yet. You're afraid to get them going because you don't know how to do it. It's gonna solve that problem for you. So the simple promise for this video is we're gonna go over exactly what I believe is working the best during this season of Instagram and Facebook ads to make sure that you have an edge on your competition against all the other detailers in your market that are running ads. And then we're also gonna break down the exact ad campaigns that I'm using in my business and how they're performing. So why on earth should you listen to me? Well, my personal detailing business has grown to 3 mobile units in the last 3 years. You can look us up. We're based in Austin, Texas. And for all of 2025, I have not detailed on the field. My promise to myself at the start of this year was that I was not going to detail a car or pick up a sales call for the entire year because I wanted to systemize my business and see if I could get it performing as some kind of passive income. And I was able to do that successfully. So my number one focus for the last year has been on marketing and sales for my business, and then also working on growing my consulting program, which has over 200 detailers across the US and Australia, which I work with every single week on their business strategy. And we also have a marketing platform that runs their ads. So whether or not it's a detailer that's hitting their first $10,000 to $15,000 month that just started a couple of months ago, or established detailers that have been stuck at growth thresholds that need help hitting their first 50, 60, 70 plus $1,000 months, like Jacob, who did $20,000 in a week just from running a simple ad campaign. But let's get into the 3 effective ways to run a meta ad campaign. The first thing that we need to focus on is building your offer. This is where most detailers get it wrong. If your offer is not built effectively to target a specific kind of person and to target them well, then it doesn't matter if your sales funnel is good. It doesn't matter if you're outspending your competitors. It doesn't matter how anything's set up because your offer is not going to be targeting the right people. So we're gonna break that down specifically here in a moment, and then we're gonna get into filming winning creatives. We wanna identify what works, what ads look good, what don't perform good, and how to film professional creatives without a studio budget. And then briefly, let's just touch on running and managing meta ads, because this video is not about how to set up a meta ads campaign. And the reason why is because I personally in my business have taken a very simple approach. I've decided that if something is not worth $100 an hour, which is what I value my time at, I am not going to do it. So I don't manage my own meta ads. I have an agency that does it for me. That same agency we've partnered with, all of the detailers inside of my consulting program, they also work with that agency. Now, I'm not pushing you to spend money on a specific agency or another. What I'm letting you know is that this video is gonna focus on how to film quality creatives. Because, like I said in the intro, usually if your ads aren't performing well, it has nothing to do with the agency, it has to do with the creative. And I'm gonna break down why that is. Most of the time, as long as you follow proper, simple hygiene standards for setting up your ad creative, it doesn't matter what all the targeting is on the back end, your creative is going to hold 80 to 90% of the weight. And that's largely in part due to a new update inside of Meta called Andromeda. At the time of recording this video, 30 days ago, just a month ago, there was a new update to how Instagram and Facebook markets their ads. And that makes it to where a large part of the targeting, who it shows up in front of, is completely based on what is actually in the creative. So if your creative says luxury car owners, have you been thinking about getting a ceramic coating? It's going to show up in front of people that are luxury car owners that have been consuming content on ceramic coatings. And so the targeting doesn't matter as much on the back end. Your creative holds more of the weight because Meta's AI algorithm is scanning those creatives and making decisions on who to place those ads in front of. So if you need help figuring out how to run ads and you're afraid to do it on your own, I have two options for you. One, there's some links in the description for trusted people on YouTube that I've linked for you to go and see how to set up some basic Meta ads campaigns so that you could do it by yourself if you wanted to. And those are going to be guides on how to do it in a simple way that's not super complicated, or you could choose to take the approach that I've taken and find an agency like the one that I've partnered with or another agency that you trust. But at the end of the day, we want to talk about the creatives and the offers, because if those aren't dialed in, it doesn't matter how well you have your ads set up on the back end. It doesn't matter if you're outspending your competitors, you're going to lose money on your campaigns. And so before we get into exactly how to craft your offer and film the winning creatives, I want to give you an overview of my strategy for ads, because I don't believe that one ad alone is going to convert quality traffic. Not every person is a buyer today. And a lot of detailers make this mistake. They think that somebody's going to watch one ad and they're going to click book now, they're going to call, and you're going to be able to close them over the phone. This is simply not true with Instagram or Facebook leads, because even though we're going to be targeting our ideal demographic, we're going to be targeting the customers we want to target, people are still at the end of the day scrolling through on their phone, seeing something that captures their attention, and then reaching out. They might not be ready to make a buying decision now. And chances are your competitors are thinking that they want to buy now. Your competitors are setting up one or two simple campaigns, waiting for people to reach out. And if somebody doesn't buy now, they just let that lead go. But if you're spending $50 a day on a campaign and you get $5 per lead and you get 10 leads for the day and 7 of them don't book, you spent $35 on those leads. It would be a waste of money to just throw them away and say, oh, they're not going to book. If you're spending money on leads, you need to have a way to nurture them. Nurturing a lead is literally just having them come in through one campaign and then making sure other campaigns follow up with them over the course of time so that when they're ready to spend money, they still remember your company's name. And so I want to walk you through exactly how we have that set up. I have campaigns which I call exposure campaigns. These are ads that are made for a first-time viewer, for somebody that hasn't seen my content before, that hasn't seen my company before, that's interested in potentially getting a service. Then we have what are called retargeting ads. These are ads that are set up to target people that have seen or interacted with our page in the past. And this is a very simple toggle button that you can click inside of Meta. So if you watch the videos that I have linked below and you see how to set up the campaigns yourself, if you do choose to do it yourself, you can click a toggle button that says, hey, this is going to be a retargeting ad. There's a way to do that. Or if you're working with an agency, I want you to film different kinds of creatives and tell them specifically, hey, this is a top of funnel ad. This is for new viewers. And this second one here, this is a retargeting ad. And so that's for people that have already seen your content in the past, engaged with your page, and you're just giving them a friendly reminder of, hey, I exist. I do these services. And then we have bottom of funnel stuff, which is educational content that is sent to them immediately after they submit a request for a quote. And I'm going to break that down more in the future. But imagine what your competition is doing. Here's what all of your competitors are doing inside of their business. They are having one ad show up, it submits a quote form, and then they reach out to that person after like half a day or a full day. So they're not even reaching out within a timely manner. What you're going to do is you're going to set up an ad campaign that then sends an automated message to your customers that has a link to another video for them to watch, giving them information on your services. That way, before you call them, they've already seen more of your content and gotten more information, and they're more likely to book. And so the way that we set everything up is through a platform called Go High Level. GHL. And it looks something like this. Go High Level is fairly complicated to set up if you wanted to do it yourself. That's why every single detailer that I work with, alongside myself, has a dashboard that looks something like this. We build it for them. So what this looks like is if you get a new lead coming through your pipeline, it gets linked right here. This is somebody that got that new contact. It automatically sends them an educational video saying, hey, thank you for reaching out. Please watch this short 60-second video, get more information on our services, and we'll be contacting you shortly. And then once we contact them, it automatically moves them to the active lead section. These are all of the people that we're talking to right now trying to book. And then there's other pipeline areas here. Hey, we have to follow up with them. This person we sent a proposal to, but they haven't booked yet. This person did book. And then cold leads, these are people that have been in the pipeline for over a week, but haven't booked yet, but they're still getting automated follow-ups over time. And I know that we've already shared a lot of information in this video, and I want to let you know something. If you're actually planning on watching the entirety of this video, you are the 1%. I understand that if I made videos like some of the ones on my channel that get 500,000, 1 million views, that are more flashy and more general and not as specific and not as, quote, boring, I understand that those would get more views and make me more money on my YouTube. Videos like this one don't make me any money because it's so long and there's not that many people that actually watch through to the end. But those of you that do watch through to the end, that are actually taking notes, pausing this video, rewatching certain parts to make sure you fully understand how to implement these strategies, those are the detailers that are going to succeed. And I'm not telling you that I'm detailing Jesus. I don't have all of the answers. Again, I'm letting you know, I don't personally run my own meta ads. I have an agency that does it. And so I can't give you advice on exactly how to set up a campaign. But what I can do is show you what's working for me. And if you're willing to sit down and take notes and do that, chances are you'll probably get similar results to myself. So let's go ahead and let's begin. Let's talk about your offer. What do you need to have inside of your offer, and how am I positioning my offers to succeed? The first thing is your offer needs to be needed. It needs to have mass appeal. Let me give you an example of an offer that's not needed, or not needed as much as an offer that is very appealing to most of your demographic. Say, for example, let's just use my city, for example, Austin, Texas. Yes, there are people that own supercars. We do have a good exotic car market. If you go to certain parts of town, you see Ferraris, you see Lamborghinis, you see McLarens. But the average person making 100, 200, 300K a year or more doesn't have a Ferrari. They don't have an exotic. And so if I were to make ad campaigns specifically for exotic car owners, I would be shrinking down my market and my target audience for that offer right down to here. See, the average person that makes 6 figures a year is driving a car that's probably $40,000 to $80,000. A brand new Toyota, if it's one of the bigger models, not one of their base models, those are $40,000 cars. We're in a spot now with our economy where brand new base cars that aren't luxury cars, those are still 40, 50, 60K, and you need to make 6 figures a year in order to afford a car like that. People that make 200K a year probably drive a BMW or a Mercedes. Those are the cars that you want to target. You want to target any new car, or you want to target any luxury brand. So if you want to be a detailer that only targets and focuses on exotic car owners, I'm going to crush your dreams right now. You will make less money than the detailer targeting the average 6-figure earner. You'll make less money. We make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year from people with regular cars. And so when you're creating your offer, I want you to keep that in mind. If you live in Beverly Hills, California, by all means, target the Ferrari owners. Totally makes sense. If you live in a regular city like myself, like Austin, or maybe you live in Phoenix, or you live in any of these major cities, you want to target people like I'm targeting. The second thing about your offer is it needs to be scalable. If this is an offer that takes a lot of time to train your employees on how to fulfill, it means over time you're not going to be able to scale it. My approach that I'm trying to teach to you, whether you're there or not, is in the future, you need to become a proper company that has employees underneath you. You as the business owner don't need to be doing every job. And so if you're coming out with all these specials, once a month you have a new special or offer that takes time to explain to your employees what to do, you're overcomplicating the fulfillment process. It's going to make it very hard to scale. The third thing is your offer needs to be clear. It needs to be easy to explain. Again, I'll mention the Andromeda update to Meta. This is how ads work now. If you specify in your ad who an offer is for and what the price is and what it includes, it is going to find people through the algorithm. It's going to target people that are interested in those things. And so the more clearly you can define an offer in your creative, the better. I'll give you a very good example of what not to do. A lot of detailers are insecure about the value of their offer. So if your ceramic coating services start at $1,200 and you're insecure about putting that out there because you think if you make an ad that's advertising, hey, it's $1,200 starting price and goes up from there, you think that people are not going to click on your ad, you're making a massive mistake by leaving that price out. If you have a $1,200 offer, say, hey, this service starts at $1,200. The reason why is because if you say in your ad, hey, this service starts at $1,200, but we're offering 20% off, if that's your offer and you say it very clearly, someone that cannot afford a $1,200 ceramic coating is not going to click on the link to reach out. You pay per click. Every time someone clicks on the link or makes a phone call from an ad, you're paying for that as a lead and as a click. And so if you're spending all of your budget on people that are just clicking on something thinking they can afford it, if I'm a buyer that thinks a ceramic coating is $500 and your coating is $1,200 and you don't say that it's $1,200 in the ad campaign, you just say, hey, all ceramic coatings are 20% off. I have a $500 mentality. I watch that ad, I go, it's probably $500-600, 20% off. Hey, that's for me. Click. I spent your ad dollar, but I'm not actually going to close because I don't have the money to afford your offer. So if you're insecure about how much you're charging and you don't put it on your ad campaign front and center, you're making a massive mistake. You need to focus on clarity above all else. Who are you targeting? What is your service? What is your offer? And how can you say it in the clearest way possible in your campaign? Now let's move on to why 90% of creatives are failing. 90% of creatives are failing because their offer or their demographic is unclear. This goes back to what I just said, which is, hey, if you're not clearly specifying who it's for in the campaign, your creative is going to fail. If you're spending $50 a day on an ad campaign that says, hey, do you want to get a ceramic coating? All of our ceramic coatings are 20% off. Or it's just a picture ad that says ceramic coatings, 20% off, full detail, 20% off. All the ads that I see all the time by all of our competitors, those don't work because they're not clear enough. Because you're going to spend $50 a day and you're going to get low quality leads and you're going to quit before you have the opportunity to actually make a successful campaign. The other thing that I see happen all the time is outdated strategies. In November and December of 2024, AI ads were crushing it, and people are still running them today. Maybe you've seen the ad campaigns that I'm talking about, where it's clips in the background of a detail happening or a ceramic coating, and then there's an AI voiceover saying, hey, car owners in this area, do you have a car that needs to get a ceramic coating? Da, 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 da. You've probably seen those ad campaigns before, and now, and maybe you're running one of those campaigns. Those don't work anymore. They worked very well last year because they captured a lot of attention. They were simple. They worked back then. They don't work now. And so I'm going to give you an example of how to completely change that strategy if you think that old strategies still work. I'm going to show you an example of somebody that was running those campaigns. It didn't work, changed it, and in 3 months he doubled his business. And the reason why those AI ads don't work anymore is because Meta rewards connection now. Social media apps make their money off of engagement. The reason they make money is because people spend time on their algorithm and on their app. If somebody sees an ad or starts getting reels, if they start getting content to their feed, whether it's paid or organic, and it doesn't resonate with them, they're going to leave that app and the platform's not going to make money off of that viewer anymore. And so Meta, so Instagram and Facebook, are actually rewarded and incentivized to show people content that specifically speaks to them. And so that means that you need to be filming your ad campaigns. You need to have a face in front of the customer saying, hey, I'm talking to you. Do you own a luxury car? Have you been thinking about getting a ceramic coating? Let me show you what our offerings look like. And for a lot of you, that might be really uncomfortable You might not feel like you can get in front of a camera, turn it on, and speak clearly. You might say, hey, Hudson, I understand that this is what you do for a living. Like, you have a YouTube channel, you teach all these things. Like, you're probably good in front of the camera. That's not me. I can't do that. I'm going to show you an example of somebody that also thought he wasn't good in front of the camera. I said, dude, you just got to do this script. Take your time, film it, do as many takes as you need to, and he doubled his business in 3 months. Now, maybe you're super uncomfortable. The other option for you is you could hire a freelance actor locally if you suck on camera. It's a skill that's worth developing, but worst case scenario, just go to Instagram and find a local freelance actor that'll come out for a 4-hour shoot for $200. Doesn't cost you that much. You're going to get somebody that knows how to present themselves well on camera, and you're going to be able to connect to customers better. There needs to be human connection. So many things are AI now. How many times have you called a company or started texting with a little chat feature on a website and it's just been AI, and you roll your eyes and go, just get me in front of a human? That's what's happening. The AI revolution is actually pushing people more in the direction of human connection. And so if you follow the AI trend and only put out AI content and only funnel people to AI funnels and don't have human interaction there, people are going to see you as every other company. People need human connection in order to buy. Now, as far as the quality of the creative is concerned, I film all of my creatives on my iPhone. What is this, a 13 Pro, 14 Pro? I can't even tell you. It's not the newest one. It's the last generation. It has the really nice camera. And then I use a mic just like this one. This is a $150 mic on Amazon. It's a DJI mini mic. And so you can literally plug in this receiver to your phone's outlet here, and then you can put the actual mic, clip it on or hold it, and it'll record the audio from the mic directly to your phone through the camera app. And so this is not a sponsored product that I have. This is genuinely something that I use, and I found an Amazon link for it. So if you want to get that, that allows you to have studio quality with only a couple $100. You don't have to bring a videographer out there. You don't have to have all of these fancy pieces of equipment. And so let's go to an example of somebody that thought that the AI creatives were going to work, didn't work, and then I said, hey, look, you got to change your strategy. So this is JJ from California with JJ's Auto Details. He was doing $8,000 a month. He's 18 years old, was doing very, very well for his age, all things considered. That's a big accomplishment, but he came to me in September or August, I believe, and said, you know, look, I did 8K last month. I haven't been able to do more than $10,000 in a month. I'm really struggling. We're running these AI meta ad campaigns to ceramic coatings, and they're just not working. I don't know why. And I said, all right, JJ, here's your script. Film it this way. He said, I'm not comfortable on camera. I said, do it anyway. Do it anyway. It took him a week to get a good take, but he made it, and his business doubled in 3 months. He did $17,000 in the month of October. Let me show you this ad campaign, and I'm going to show you why it worked.
Hey, Anaheim car owners. Is your vehicle losing its shine faster than you like? Let's fix that. At JJ Details, we specialize in high-quality ceramic coatings that do more than just make your car shine. Our coatings create a durable, protected barrier that keeps your car cleaner for longer, protects against harsh UV rays, and reduces the chance of scratches and swirls. We're offering our 5-year ceramic coating and paint enhancement service for $9.97. Plus, if you book this week, we'll add in a free windshield coating. So tap get offer, let's make it happen.
Why does this campaign work so well? 1, human connection. He's inviting the customer into the shop. Hey, let me show you what we have going on in here. And then he calls out specifically who he wants to get in front of. Hey, Anaheim car owners. It's calling out that specific demographic. And then he asks a question, is your vehicle losing its shine? And then he offers a solution to that problem. This is a big problem. This is a problem that a lot of people have, and he's calling out that demographic, and then he jumps into the education portion. He starts jumping into what a ceramic coating is, why it works, and why you should go with his company. And then he starts going into his offer. It's our 5-year ceramic coating for $9.97. So if somebody's watching this and they go, whoa, that's too expensive, they're not going to click get offer. So he's not going to spend as much money on that person because they're not going to turn into a lead. But if somebody looks at this and goes, hey, I've been looking to get a ceramic coating, that's within my budget, great, I'm going to click get offer. That ensures that you have a high quality lead coming your way that's going to be easier to close. And remember, not every single person, even if they are a high quality lead, is going to close immediately. That's why you need to have a sales funnel in place to nurture them, which we're going to talk about more later. But this is the first step to making sure that a lead is actually quality. And then he talks a little bit more about the offer, adding in a free windshield coating if you book within the next couple of weeks. Now let's transition over to my winning creatives. I have a Black Friday offer for 20% off a full detail. This offer will work any time of the year, even though I'm filming this before Christmas. I'll show you how you can make it apply year round. Same thing with the gift cards. I have a year round version of that too. There's a $2.99 ceramic coating and polish bundle for a 1-year coating that we're running. And then I have 2 different coating ads that are for ceramic coating starting at, I believe, $4.99 and then $5.99. So we have everything from $300 coatings all the way up to $2,000 coatings in here. And then I have 2 educational videos that I'm going to show you that are the ones that get sent to somebody after they see the ad. Now, as we go through these, what you're going to notice is that all of them are very similar. They have very similar elements. There's a reason behind that. So I encourage you to pay close attention across this, because I'm going to start asking you some questions and I want you to be able to pause the video in real time and say the answer to that question out loud so that you can prove to yourself that you've paid attention and know how these things work. So I want you to truly understand. So the first one is a 20% off any full detail service for Black Friday.
Hey Austin drivers, have you been thinking about getting your car cleaned professionally? Well, I run the highest rated mobile detailing company in all of North Austin, and because we're in your neighborhood, we're giving you 20% off any package. Let me show you what's included. We come to your location in a van just like this one, well dressed and ready to get to work. Our first step is a full exterior hand wash and deep cleaning, which starts with the tires. With over 300 5-star reviews and a satisfaction guarantee, we'll get your car shining just like the day you drove it off the lot. And come take a look at the inside. It's back to brand new. And we've got all of our services at 20% off for an early Black Friday sale. So click get offer below and we'll reach out to you with a custom quote.
What's the first thing that I did right there? What's the first thing that you noticed? Pause the video, give me an answer. 3, 2, 1. I called out Austin car owners, and have you been thinking about getting a professional grade ceramic coating? What's that going to do? One, it's going to target Austin car owners, which obviously I put the zip codes in on the back end of the ad, so we knew that anyway. But the other big thing is it's going to target people that have been searching up detailing services, that have been consuming detailing content on Instagram and on Facebook. What people don't realize is social media makes money off of selling data to advertisers. Okay, and that's a super controversial thing. Some people choose not to have social media because they don't want their data harvested and sold to advertisers. But the great news about that controversial business model is the fact that you as a business owner, as an advertiser, as a marketer, as a salesperson, can put yourself in front of people that have been looking for your exact same service. Instagram knows who's on their platform looking for detailing services. They know who's looking at detailing content. They even know who's been searching on Google about detailing. They can take data from other platforms. That happens all the time. Have you ever had a conversation with your friend one night and then the next morning you start scrolling and you start getting ads for what you were literally talking to your friend about the night before? It listens to you. And so you can actually take advantage of that exact same feature, of that exact same business model for as low as $20 a month. You can spend $20 a month on an ad and get in front of the people that you want to get in front of. And so we're talking about people that have been looking for detailing services. This helps us get higher quality leads than if we didn't say that. If I say, hey, we offer detailing services. It's not, have you been looking to get detailing services? Have you been looking to get your car professionally detailed? It's going to show up in front of people that have been looking to get their car professionally detailed. Make sense? Cool. Then we move directly into authority. I run the highest rated mobile detailing company in all of North Austin. We have 305 star reviews and we're offering 20% off. So we have our hook first. Who are we targeting? Then we move into authority, and then after authority, we say, hey, here's the offer. Keep watching if you want to get the offer. And then we move into education. We share with them what's included in our service. That way, when they reach out, they have an understanding of what they're getting their hands into, and then we just encourage them to reach out. Simple. Now let's go into the Black Friday ad.
Have you been looking for a Christmas gift to get your loved ones this holidays? Well, how about a clean car? See, I run the largest mobile detailing company in all of North Austin, and all of our gift cards are now 25% off until December 31st. Our locally owned and operated company does everything from full interior and exterior deep cleaning, paint correction, polishing, and ceramic coatings. We'll help you pick the service that's right for your loved one, and then they can book the service anytime within the next 5 years. Click get offer below and we'll reach out to you to help you book that holiday gift.
So what did you notice there? Pause. I'll let you answer. 3, 2, 1. Have you been looking to get a gift for your loved ones? Do you not know what to get for your loved ones this holiday season? Who's that going to show up in front of? It's going to show up in front of somebody that's on Google, 50 gift ideas for dad. They're searching on Instagram, what gifts should I get my dad? Boom, video is going to show up for them because those are the things they're searching and looking for. And the way that you can make this apply year round is by having the hook say something like, do you have a friend or a family member who has a birthday coming up and you're not sure what to get them? Well, great, we have gift card solution. And for those of you that have questions on the gift card, it's very simple. Somebody sends a quote form, we call them, we prescribe some kind of service. Hey, do they want to get a full detail, whatever. Let's say they want to get a full detail for their dad. We have them pay for the full detail over the phone. They prepay for it. And then we send a little digital gift card via email or via text to the customer so that they can give it to, whoever they are buying the gift card for. And we're offering 25% off for that because usually about 20 to 30% of people that buy a gift card, that gift card never ends up getting redeemed. And so you're technically not offering any discount at all for the totality of people that are actually reaching out about that. And so we make the offer very clear. Who's it for? What services do we offer? Why should you trust us? We do authority again. Here's our reviews. And then we make it very simple for them to reach out and get in touch. Now let's go to our first ceramic coating ad here. This is a special for $299, any vehicle, any size for a 1-year ceramic coating, okay? The way that we're able to offer a 1-year coating for that cheap is because there's an all-in-one product called Rupes Uno Advance, which is a 1-stage paint correction. It can't do anything more than that. It's a very simple polish. It's not very abrasive, but it's a 1-step paint correction that also applies a ceramic coating as you're polishing it. It doesn't last more than a year, and so we just market it as, hey, this is a 1-year polish and coat bundle. So we're able to do a once-over on the vehicle in about 2 hours or so, plus a wash and decontamination and prep. So all in, it's a $300 service that doesn't take us more than 3 to 4 hours max. But here's the ad for it.
Are you looking to get your car polished and ceramic coated?
What did I do right about the hook there? Once again, pause, answer that question. 3, 2, 1. Have you been looking to get your car ceramic coated and polished? Who's that going to pop up in front of? I'll let you pause again. Answer that. Say it out loud. Who's it going to show up in front of? 3, 2, 1. It's going to show up in front of people that are consuming content about polishing and ceramic coating on their phones. Easy enough.
You can get all that for just $299.
What did I do right there? I shared the price first because I don't want somebody that can't afford my service watching the rest of my ad and clicking get offer. I only want qualified leads. That's how I qualify my leads. I tell them the price in the ad.
Any vehicle, any size. This customer got a single-stage paint enhancement and 1-year ceramic coating with over 300 5-star reviews in the North Austin area and
authority. How many reviews do we have? I just told them.
Trusted products behind our brand. We'll come to your home, office, or apartment and apply our professional-grade ceramic coating.
And then I talk about what products we use. I establish authority because they could pause that video and they could go search up the coating that we use and they could find that it's a trusted and reputable brand that certifies their installers. And then thereby they can think, this person's trusted. They use these trusted products. They're certified to use this trusted company. So I'm attaching someone else's authority to my brand.
Click get offer below and we'll reach out to you before this special ends.
And then we encourage them to reach out. Again, you're noticing a lot of similarities between all of the different ads that I'm running, and I hope it's not getting boring. If it's getting boring for you and you're struggling to watch this, just click off now, right? If you actually want to apply these things, keep watching. I got 2 more ads for you, and then I want to talk about the sales process, because even if you do these ads very, very well, people aren't going to buy immediately, and so you need to know how to turn a lead that you've already paid for into a buying customer in 30 days when another detailing company has completely forgotten about them. Let's go for these 2 ads.
Have you been thinking about getting a ceramic coating for your luxury or exotic car in Austin, Texas? My name's Hudson Archer, and I'm going to walk you through our services and our prices so that you can make the best decision for your car.
My angle for this ad is very simple. One, you'll notice that the first part of it is exactly the same as everything else that I've said before, which is, hey, have you been thinking about getting this service? Are you in this area? Do you own a luxury or exotic car? I'm calling out the person that I want to be in front of. But the big unique thing about this ad is I'm telling them up front that the purpose of them watching this is to figure out what services we offer and what our prices are. And so who does this appeal to? This appeals to somebody that's looking around and then they see this ad and go, oh, if I just watch this video, I'm going to get answers to the questions that I have. And so if they watch the video and they see the prices and they don't like the prices, they're not going to click. But if they see the video and they go, well, this person explained everything very clearly, the prices seem fair, let me click get offer.
With over 300 5-star reviews and certifications from top ceramic coating companies in the United States, this is what you can expect from our coating. Our ceramic coatings provide superior hydrophobics, gloss, and protection to your paint, all paired with a full warranty, so if it ever fails, we replace it free of charge. And of course, you want to know what we charge for our services.
So before we get into that, what did I do? I did a lot of authority building there. Have you been thinking about getting your car ceramic coated? Here's what I'm going to tell you about. But first, let me show you why we're the trusted brand in the area and why you should go with us. We have these many reviews, we're using these products, and then I demo the results. It's very important to show and tell at the same time. Let me tell you about our product, but look at the product. The water's beating. This is doing what you want it to do. Our coatings are effective. And then now we get into the prices. Right now we're running 20% off all ceramic coatings, which brings our 1-year coat and polish special down to $299, and our 3 and 5-year coatings start at $599 with a full warranty. So if you click get offer right now, not only will you get a full customized quote based on your car's needs, but you'll also get a free full detail service, which you can redeem at any time. And for those of you detailers that are saying, a 3 and a 5-year coating at $599 is really, really cheap. You're right if it were to include a 2-stage paint correction. All of these are starting numbers for not even a 1-stage, just a paint enhancement. Paint enhancement, a quick once-over buzz on the vehicle with a polisher just to make sure that there's no waxes or things that are in the paint contaminating it that are going to prevent a coating bond. And so that 5-year ceramic coating, the bottle is $60. It only costs half of the bottle to do a full coating on a small car. Obviously, these are all starting prices. And so it costs $30 in product, and it takes usually about 4 to 5 hours to do it. So you're still over $100 an hour. Now, if somebody reaches out with a truck that's black, that's 10 years old, that needs a 2-stage correction and a 5-year coating, we're going to be looking at $2,000, obviously. But this at least qualifies people of, hey, these are the entry prices for what we're offering. If that interests you, click get offer below, and then we're going to reach out to you with a custom quote. That's when we start asking questions and seeing exactly what they need and giving them a specific quote, because people like to feel catered to. They like to feel heard and seen. And so that really helps with the sales process, giving a custom quote, not having everything so rigid. Like, for example, we quoted somebody the other day that wanted to get our 1-year coating and polish, and they said, hey, I have PPF on the front of my car. What can you do for me? And we said, look, you don't need to get the front of the car ceramic coated. We'll just do a full wash, and then we'll ceramic coat the door panels, the back area. It'll be $200. If we had held a firm price and been like, oh, only $300, we have to ceramic coat over your PPF, we wouldn't have gotten the job, right? And I'm not saying you need to take every job. You need to weigh your costs, but that $200 job was only going to cost me $60 to fulfill between labor and product cost. And so $140 for somebody to go out there and spend 3 hours is worth it to me because, again, I have these things automated. All right, let's go for the last ad. Have you been looking at getting your car ceramic coated and polished? Well, look no further. With over 300 5-star reviews in North Austin and top brands behind our name, we're the right fit to protect your investment. And this customer received our full 5-year ceramic coating with a warranty, all for just $699. All right, there's a couple things that I'm gonna break down for you there. One, you can probably already tell me by this point, why does the hook perform well? Because we're calling out the kind of customer. The next couple things to point out, one is the car that we're using here is a $45,000 Acura. It's a brand new 2026 Acura SUV. The person that drives it makes $100,000 a year. He just has a regular tech job. And so this is a target customer. This is not somebody with a crazy supercar. This is like our ideal example of somebody who can buy our service. You don't have to make $500,000 a year and have a Ferrari to afford a $700 coating. This customer, $700, 5-year coating. They just bought a brand new car. The thing that they wanted to do was protect their investment. And so we're targeting somebody that needs this. We don't have to go over the top and get a crazy sports car or supercar in order to have an effective ad. The other thing that we did is we used what's called social proof. Social proof is saying, hey, look, this person spent money on this service, and so it makes it less risky for you to spend money on that service. If you see somebody else bought this ceramic coating and the results are good, chances are you're going to be less skeptical about reaching out and getting that as well. I know it's super simple. People already know that it's important to have good reviews, but it's important to use social proof of, hey, this guy bought this thing, and so you should too. So if you want a custom ceramic coating fit to your needs, click get offer below and we'll personally reach out to you. Again, shared the price, made sure that they're qualified. They're not going to click the link if they go, whoa, $700, that's insane, I can't afford that. But if they can, they'll click the link and we'll reach out and we'll give them a quote. Now, what happens when somebody clicks on my ad? A couple of things to consider before I show you exactly what happens. One, especially with ceramic coatings, people aren't ready to buy now because a ceramic coating does a couple things. One, it's a big investment. It's usually at least $500 plus, unless it's a 1-year coating, very simple. But it's usually $500 to $2,000. And so a lot of people want to sit on decisions like that. They want to figure out what other companies charge. It's not a bad thing for your customer to say, I'm just price shopping. That's not a bad thing, actually. Just because they say I'm looking at different quotes doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to go with you. What it does mean, though, is if you get offended and say, oh, we're not for price shoppers, whatever, and you push them away, well, they're definitely not going to buy with you. And so I'm going to show you what my exact strategy looks like to get people to buy in 30 to 60 days if they're not a buyer now. Because maybe somebody's reaching out about a coating and they want to get information on what products you use. They want to ask their wife if we should go with this company or that company. They want to call and get other quotes. They want to understand what the process looks like. And so our sales approach is very simple. Run this exercise in your mind. Just think about it this way. If somebody called you to ask for advice on a ceramic coating, what coating to get, how much to spend, all of these things, they came to you and asked for advice, and you didn't have something to sell them, what advice would you give them? They're calling you. They're saying, hey, there's 5 companies I talked to. I'm trying to figure out a coating for my car. Imagine that you don't have something to sell them. You're not going to coat their car, somebody else is. What advice would you give them? You would probably say, well, you should look for a warranty. You should make sure that they're doing a paint correction before the coating to make sure that the coating is actually going to bond. You should know what products they're using. You should know what the reviews look like. You should know whether or not they have an insurance for their business, whether they're covered. You should know all of these things. If you run your sales conversations with people with that mindset and don't try to close them on the first call, you'll end up getting more follow-up bookings. You'll have more people that don't buy today that buy in 2 weeks, that buy in a month, that buy in 2 months. Because what most companies are doing is they're getting the customer on the phone and they're just trying to make that sale immediately. And so you're actually going to stand out big time if customers are noticing, oh, this person is literally just on the phone and calling me to answer questions. If you structure your sales process for coatings in a way where you are saying, hey, just saw that you left a form. Are there any questions I can answer about ceramic coating? Do you know what that is? Well, here's what our services look like. Yeah, no worries. Take your time in making a decision. We're here when you need us. Let me give you an example of how somebody else actually used that strategy on me and made $3,500. 2 years ago, I wrapped my first van. It was my first detailing van. I was 16 years old, almost 17. I just bought the thing and I was excited to get it wrapped. It was a big milestone for myself. So I called a bunch of different wrap companies and I asked them, hey, what do you charge? What do you this? What do you whatever? I think I called 4 or 5. All of them just told me, hey, it costs this much. We're available at this time. When do you want to get scheduled? We need a deposit. Can we get your card over the phone? That's a $3,500 decision on the van that I just worked my ass off to be able to afford from the business that I'm super passionate about. I'm not going to make a $3,500 decision for my company over the phone. It's not going to happen. But one company, she asked me, well, what are you looking to accomplish with this? Do you want to have the roof done? Do you want to have a full wrap? How do you want it to look? She asked me all those questions. She wanted to know what my design was before she even gave me a quote. The other thing that she did that was very interesting was she told me how wraps work. She said, well, in order to make sure that it doesn't peel, we actually need to remove the door handles, remove a couple pieces here and there to make sure that we can actually slip the vinyl up underneath and then put all those things back on so that it's held down. She said, if somebody doesn't do that, then what can happen is it can peel over time because there's little like lips of the wrap that are just kind of hanging off and it'll peel over time as it gets faded and damaged and worn, whatever. And so she told me, she's like, look, whoever you go with, you need to make sure that they're doing this part of the step. She wasn't trying to sell me. She was educating me on her product. And so what did I do? I called back the other companies. She quoted me $3,500. The most expensive company was, I think, $4,000, and there were companies as cheap as like $2,200. So she was on the higher end. I called back some of the cheaper companies, and I was like, hey, I like your price, but do you remove the door handles? Do you do this? Do you do that? And I was asking questions from my conversation with her to these other companies. And they were either saying, no, I'm not sure. Let me talk to my boss, whatever. Oh, you don't need to do that, whatever. Who did I end up going with? I went with the lady, even though she was $3,500 closer to the more expensive end. She was one that educated me the most. She shared the most information with me without trying to force a sale. And so I ended up going to the other companies and asking them the questions that she was asking me. You want your customers to hear your advice and make decisions based on your advice. How groundbreaking is that? How many of your competitors do you know are doing that? You don't do that. If you do that in your sales conversations, and if you film content that you can send to people after they submit a quote form that educates them on your process and educates them on the product, you're going to close more deals. Let me show you what video gets sent to somebody after they request a full detail.
Thanks for reaching out. My name's Hudson. I'm the owner of Archer's Mobile Detailing, and I want to show you what you can expect when getting a service with us. See, this customer got their first detail with my company 2 years ago when I was running it by myself, and now they've been on our bi-weekly maintenance plan for both their Lexus and the Corvette in the garage.
Okay, so first thing about this social proof, this customer has been with us for 2 years. Social proof, take note of that.
Come see what we do. On the outside, we do a full hand wash and foam bath using professional grade products to make sure that not only your paint is clean, but it's also protected. All of our services come standard with a ceramic sealant to protect your paint for a minimum of 3 months. We won't touch your car unless we can keep it protected from the elements. And on the interior, we put an emphasis on all the cracks and crevices, so you'll notice that every inch of this car has been thoroughly detailed, and we do use protective products for the leather to condition it and keep it from cracking over time. With hundreds of 5-star reviews in the North Austin area, professional grade products, and certifications from top detailing brands across the country, we're all about customer satisfaction first. So we're gonna reach out to you with a personalized quote, ask questions about what you need to make sure that you're getting the best service possible. All you need to do is have your car ready in the driveway with personal belongings removed, so that you can be served well. And we'll always reach out to you after your experience to make sure that you had a positive experience with us, because sometimes detailers can miss things, and we always make it right. We're looking forward to serving you.
So this video gets sent to the customer right after they submit a quote form. And it's designed to show them what our processes look like, what our reviews look like, what products we use, and how we do business. And so even if not everybody watches this, the people that do are going to be more likely to close. If we have a conversation with somebody over the phone, they haven't watched this, and they're like, well, let me talk to my wife. Hey, if I sent you a 60-second video breaking down our services, would you watch it? Yeah, sure. And then we just send it to them. Call them in 2 weeks. Hey, did you watch that video? Yeah, I did. And I was still thinking about it. Great. Are there any questions that I can answer for you about what we do? No, I don't think so. If you give them every piece of information they need to make a decision, they're going to go with you so long as they want the service. Maybe they don't want to get a detail at all. Maybe they just say, oh, we can't afford to get a detail period at all. Well, that's fine. That customer you're not going to win. But if it's somebody that's price shopping, if it's somebody that's comparing their options, that's figuring out who they should trust with their vehicle, the more educational you make your sales process, the easier it's going to be for you to close these deals. You might not close them on the first phone call, but you'll definitely close more in the long run. That's what builds a real business. If you're always chasing the next dollar, you're not building a real business, you're literally just hustling. And so this is allowing us to build a real business. Now, let's talk about the ceramic coating ones, because these are the ones where customers are gonna reach out today and most likely are not ready to buy for at least 2 to 4 weeks. This is the video that gets sent to them.
So you've been thinking about getting a ceramic coating. My name's Hudson. I'm the owner of Archer's Detailing here in Austin, Texas, and my goal for this video is to show you exactly what to look for when choosing a ceramic coating. The first purpose of a ceramic coating is obviously hydrophobics. The water beads right off the paint. So what does that do? It allows your car to be easier to clean and maintain for years, but also imagine a bird poops on your car. It's not gonna etch itself into the paint. It's not gonna corrode at the paint. You have that protected. A ceramic coating also protects your car's paint from minor scratches and swirls, which can accumulate over time. But pro tip, a ceramic coating has to be applied after a polish or a paint correction. And there are companies out there that will apply a coating without a polish. So regardless of who you go with, I need you to understand what questions to ask so that you can pick the best option for your car. Whether you get our 1-year, 3-year, 5-year, or 10-year ceramic coating, which all come with warranties, by the way, we'll do a full polish and correction on your car's paint depending on what it needs. So when we reach out to you, our goal is to understand exactly what your car needs so that we can prescribe the best solution for it. Don't be afraid to ask questions. We're here to serve you.
Perfect. So what did that video do? It invited them into our process, showed them what we do, talked about the importance of a warranty, talked about why you need to polish the car first, and then got into the fact that, hey, we offer all these different things. We have 1 year all the way up to 10 year. And so we're going to reach out to you. So before somebody gets a phone call from our sales rep, they already know what questions to ask about our product. They're already educated on all of these things, and that makes them more likely to buy. So here's what you need to do to make sure that everything's going to be successful on your end, because I'm telling you, you can replicate this success. I gave it to you all here. I didn't give you 50% of the advice and say, oh, you have to join my program for the other 50% of the advice. This is actually everything right here. You just need to record a good creative, define your offer, make sure that you have educational content that gets sent to them after they reach out, and then make sure your sales process is designed to educate. Remember how I keep stressing the idea that if you educate somebody more than your competitors, they're going to end up trusting you more and going with your service? That's exactly what I'm doing in this video for you as well. If you want to have somebody else run your ads, if you want to work with somebody who knows what they're doing to scale your company to its first $10,000 a month, or to grow your existing detailing business to $50,000 a month beyond and get into a shop, go ahead and click the link in my bio to schedule a call with our team to see if you're a good fit for my program. Again, I'm not holding any of this back from you. You don't have to join, but if I'm giving you more education than my competition in the education space for detailers, chances are you're probably going to choose me if you want to hire a mentor, if you want to work with somebody one-on-one to develop your business strategy. So I look forward to hearing from you, and I would love to see success stories from watching this video.